They have turned a blind eye to this. They're sanctuary cities. Sanctuaries, cities and sanctuary states are sanctuaries for criminals. Give ICE access to the jail to arrest a bad guy in the jail rather than have to go in the community to find them. Because when you go in the community and find them, it puts ICE officers at greater risk. It puts the community at greater risk. It puts the alien at greater risk because anything can happen on the street risk. This is what we're trying to do. We're trying to prioritize public safety threats when you got governors and mayors who are releasing these public safety threats every day into the community. That causes the crime rate, and we've seen some terrible incidents in the last few days where innocent victims are murdered. This past year, I've seen innocent Americans raped and murdered by people who are not supposed to be here. So rather than going back and forth and say, well, ICE has got a car parked near a church, that is ridiculous.
Woke Boston mayor exposed for protecting dangerous criminal migrants. Just when you think that they couldn't sink any lower, more of this keeps showing up. Let's jump into this.
And I'll run down what the specifics of that case are. You may not know all the facts around that case.
I may not. I certainly don't. That's why I'm asking you.
Well, let me tell you, look, right now I see on the show this morning you have Governor Healy talking about ICE doing enforcement operations at a church. False. Didn't happen.
They were parked there. They did not do an operation there. She said they were parked in a public space legally.
But to say that and to push that out there puts fear in the immigrant community. So let me tell you what's happening.
To do that puts fear in the community. Right. To park the ICE agent's vehicle
they're on a
near
public
a church.
Street.
They
they're
are
on a public street.
She said
they're on a public street
sir.
waiting to respond to a criminal alien release pulled aside the road. Let me tell you,
what she's just done, okay, what TDSBC has just done is say that to enforce the law, you basically have to be in a different location from where the crime is being committed. So if a criminal illegal immigrant is at a location, the people who are meant to pick them up should be parked somewhere else because the community is scared. They're the ones spreading the fear because these people always commit these crimes within these minority communities. Most of them are really happy that ICE is removing these criminal elements from their communities. But TDSBC is supporting policies that keeps these dangerous criminals within those minority communities. And they're the first to say that they support minority groups. The hypocrisy of it all is stunning.
The last couple of days, what's happened in Boston? They've arrested Victor Gomez Perez, a 33-year-old criminal alien from Guatemala, with charges of aggravated rape, assault and battery with dangerous weapon, indecent assault and battery on a victim 14 years or younger. They arrested Kaylee Espinosa, a 34-year-old criminal alien from Colombia, with charges of aggravated assault on a pregnant victim. They arrested Joshua Gonzalez, a 24-year-old criminal alien from Dominican Republic, with charges for trafficking heroin, morphine, opium, resisting police, disorderly conduct, and drug distribution. They also arrested Samuel Armando Barrera, a 20-year-old criminal illegal alien from Guatemala, pending charges for assault and battery on a child. So Mayor Wu and Governor Healy, they ought to be calling ICE and thanking them for making their streets safer, for protecting their communities and taking these people off the street.
This is insane that we live in a world where elected officials defend violent, vicious criminals like these people he just listed. And look at the detached look on Mika's face. She couldn't care less. They don't live anywhere near where she does. She lives in a gated community or in a high-rise apartment, gets into a limousine every morning, steps out of one in the evening when she's done with her recording, and back into her protected space. She's nowhere near the danger that these people bring into the communities. If they love these criminal illegal immigrants so much, then they should begin to open their homes to them. That's what I would say. If you love them so much, take them into your homes and see how that works out. It's insane that this is being pushed on minority communities. You have to keep these criminal illegal immigrants because it makes us feel good that we are being inclusive and that we are tolerant. But they don't come near your community. They don't come near your living space. Do you think that this is right? Let me know in the comment section.
They have turned a blind eye to this. They're sanctuary cities. Cities and sanctuary states are sanctuaries for criminals. Give ICE access to the jail to arrest a bad guy in the jail rather than have to go in the community to find them. Because when you go in the community and find them, it puts ICE officers at greater risk. It puts the community at greater risk. It puts the alien at greater risk because anything can happen on a street arrest. This is what we're trying to do. We're trying to prioritize public safety threats. When you got governors and mayors who are releasing these public safety threats every day into the community, that causes the crime rate. And we've seen some terrible incidents in the last few days where innocent victims are murdered. This past year, I've seen innocent Americans raped and murdered by people who are not supposed to be here. So rather than going back and forth and say, well, ICE has got a car parked near a church, that is ridiculous.
Now, when you watch these conversations, it's important to watch the reaction of the interviewers. You can see whether they have a connection with the story and they really follow the conversation, or they're simply trying to push their narrative. With the body language and with the facial expressions that I've seen on Mika so far, it represents what we see on the left. All they want to do is push their narrative. Facts be damned. They just want you to see that they're right. Their virtue signaling is okay because everyone has to see that I'm on the right side of this, irrespective of who gets hurt. He reels out all these violent, vicious crimes, and she doesn't look moved because as far as she's concerned, as long as this is happening under the Trump administration, it's bad, in spite of the fact that he's protecting innocent Americans and innocent legal immigrants.
Out there looking for people like this, exactly what they're doing.
Well, I would argue that actually that the ICE vehicle parked outside a Spanish mass is a frightening sight, given what has happened in this country. I also, with respect, sir, thank you for the information.
Now, given what has happened in the United States is that criminal illegal immigrants were left to walk freely into the United States under 4 years of a disastrous Biden open border policy. TDSBC didn't cover it. They did not care. The crime wave began to soar. They did not care. President Trump ran on shutting down the border and removing these criminals, and he won the election in a landslide. Why? Because people like the anchors on TDSBC and CNN don't care. They aren't connected to what goes on the streets. They are the elite. They live in protected spaces. They don't know what's going on. All they do is read a teleprompter and do what they're told, and they get paid millions of dollars for it. They don't care. However, when President Trump really does what helps the everyday American, they go on air and then they give a story that it is dangerous. It's sowing fear and chaos. He is the problem. Over 10 million criminal illegal immigrants crossed the border in over 4 years, and they did not say one word. What happened under the Biden administration is nothing short of treasonous, and they did not care. That tells you all you need to know about TDSBC and other left-leaning outlets. Well, that's all for today. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section, and I'll see you on the next one.